Am I the asshole? For suggesting my wife lower her standards so that she'll be less overwhelmed? My wife and I have 3 kids, 12, 10, and 8. She is in a constant state of overwhelm and very easily irritated, constantly complaining how it's all too much. I'm of course happy to help and do my fair share for the kids or household, but it's never enough because her standards are too damn high. She insists one of us has to be up at 6:45 every morning to make sure the kids are ready and make the bus, which comes at 7:45. I told her they're old enough to not need that much help already. They can all dress themselves and pour themselves cereal and milk, there's no reason we have to be up. She says that cereal isn't a good enough breakfast, they need something more substantial, especially the 12-year-old, and that the 10-year-old has ADHD and will definitely struggle without help in the morning, and anyway she wants to see them off and kiss them goodbye for the day. So she gets up, I don't, then she gets upset that I never give her a morning off when all she needs to do is just take the morning off when she wants and let the kids handle themselves. Also, she is super strict about screen time during the week and is exhausted and snappy from arguing about it with the kids and upset I don't support her strict limit of 2 hours a day. I say as long as homework is done, why not until bed? She says it's not healthy for them, they need to play outside or with games and toys, read some books, just entertain themselves in more ways than one. I agree they should enjoy other things, but not seeing why we have to make such a rigid limit. She also likes to get out on weekends and do stuff like zoos, museums etc., but then complains about the planning for the outing and how grouchy the youngest gets by the end of it, and again, I say let's just chill at home and voila, you've cut the work. I'm an engaged and active parent, I'm not trying to get out of it, but I don't think I should have to help my wife dig herself out of her own self-created holes. She creates the stress for herself and then turns to me to alleviate it, which I think is unfair. Am I the asshole? For telling her she needs to do less and then she won't need this level of help. This is how this reads. My wife is a hands-on, active parent who wants our children to have well-balanced meals, minimal screen time, and fun and stimulating outings, and that's too much work for me. I'd prefer my kids eat whatever they can find in the kitchen without bothering me, that we stay home and do nothing and the kids play on their devices and watch TV in their spare time. No wonder she's stressed. She sounds like a great parent, and you come off sounding lazy and disinterested in parenting your own kids. You're the asshole. I'm an engaged and active parent. Does anybody but you think this? You're the asshole. Breakfast, a screen time limit and weekend activities are absolutely normal standards. You're the asshole. What exactly is your definition of an engaged parent? Because what I'm seeing here is you think it's unreasonable to cook elementary and middle school aged children a decent breakfast and spend time with them so they don't rot their brain with phones and iPads. I'm an engaged and active parent. You don't sound like it. There are things a parent has to do for children in the mornings. Your youngest is 8. Cereal is nothing but sugar, a lot of moms don't want their kids to eat that every day. 2 hours of screen time is generous, not strict. You sound rather checked out. You're the asshole. You want an 8-year-old to get up, fix their own cereal, and leave for the bus on time while you sleep in? That's not an engaged and active parent. That would feel awful to me if I were a kid. You're the asshole. Trust me, your wife is already making one huge concession in her expectations by putting up with your lazy ass. You're the asshole. Get to work or it won't be long before your wife realizes how pointless you are and decides to cut you loose. You're the asshole. I was expecting some wacko Marie Kondo request, but making breakfast for the kids, limit 2 hours of screen time a day and do some family activity. I am wondering what is at this point your concept of engaged parent? Here you go, watch your tablet. You're the asshole. Your wife's expectations are extremely normal. You seem to want to get out of everything. Zero effort. You need to step up and actually parent. You're the asshole. Her rules and actions seem sensible. 3 young kids getting up and getting themselves to school on their own sounds like a zoo. And morning is a great time to have fun and productive parenting interactions. 2 hours of screen time is plenty, and it should not be permitted to displace other activities with strong positives such as reading and free play. You should be supporting her. You're the arsehole. I love how your suggestion for helping your wife is just her doing more work, the work to lower her standards. Your kids are still at an age where they could use help and support in the mornings and a healthy breakfast. She isn't wrong. Sounds like she's exhausted from planning all of this by herself and carrying the mental load. Instead of saying all of this is unnecessary and your solution being to stay at home, eat cereal and watch TV all of the time, try to be a more involved parent and partner and take some of the mental load from your wife. You're the asshole. Newsflash: you are not, in fact, an engaged and active parent. Sorry bud, but as a father myself, these are pretty reasonable standards, at least the weekday ones. Maybe half adventure, half rest on the weekends. You're the asshole. I'm of course happy to help and do my fair share for the kids or household, yet you complain when she asks for help. But I don't think I should have to help my wife dig herself out of her own self-created holes. It's not like you're lifelong partners or anything. You're the arsehole for sure. She sounds like she has 4 kids tbh. They're old enough to not need that much help already. So if you leave them to get up and get ready for school on their own, are they on time for the bus? Have you actually seen this work? More than once? You're the arsehole OP because you sound lazy and actually not engaged at all. You're the arsehole. I really wanted to be on your side for this one, but nope. Your children are 8 and 10, of course they need help getting up and need a more substantial breakfast than cereal. The 12-year-old I could see beginning to get up on their own, emphasis on beginning. Your wife seems like a great parent looking out for her children's health and development with more activities than sit on your iPad and never bond with your family. Even from your point of view, you don't sound like an active parent at all. You need to read some books on parenting FR and help your wife out. I'm an engaged and active parent. No, you're not. Your will to help if the bare minimum is being done. If anyone expects more than the bare minimum, then you stay in bed and let your wife do it. You're the asshole. Yup, you're the asshole 100. Have fun being divorced when your wife decides she doesn't need a lazy do-nothing partner in her life. So let me make sure I understand: you are advocating for completely neglecting your parental duties in favor of sleeping in, not feeding your kids, not worrying about how they spend their time, not bothering with any activities or enrichment for them, and yet somehow you still think you are an engaged and active parent. You, sir, are the You're the asshole. Let me say it again: you're the asshole. Your wife's self-created holes are called parenting. Sounds like you ought to try it. Or maybe she'll get lucky and her next husband won't be worthless, lazy, and neglectful and totally unsupportive. You're the asshole. You're happy to help as long as it doesn't actually involve being engaged or active in the raising and parenting of your kids. She's overwhelmed because of your underwhelming approach to parenting. May your wife realize she's already a single parent of 3, so she may as well make it official and get some outside help. You're the asshole. Your wife is a very good parent, and you are less so. You're the asshole. You are neither an active nor an engaged parent. You're the asshole lazy schlub. You're the asshole. Your wife's standards are normal and required for being a parent. You absolutely have to be awake to get your minor children on the bus. One of them has ADHD and the youngest is 8, for God's sakes. You are not an engaged and active parent if you think 2 hours of screen time a day is too little and won't wake up to ensure your children, all 12 and under, are fed, dressed, and get to school on time. This can't be real. Your wife is overwhelmed because you can't, or won't, give a shit.